It's been a while. Hi, everyone.
Hi, it's been a month at least.
Yeah, I miss you both.
I miss
I miss you
you.
guys too.
Oh, I like that was in unison. That felt really nice.
It was just friendly.
Valid. You are valid.
I didn't say it this time. I didn't say it this time.
You used the V word on my own podcast.
I just did it because it makes you mad.
Annie, you don't come for the last episode, and this is how you greet. You come to me on the day of our first podcast in a month, and you say the V word.
Yeah,
I've never seen The Godfather, so I can't make that joke, but you know.
you can.
Have
I'll
you
let
never
you.
seen The Godfather?
I've never seen The Godfather.
How have you guys never seen The Godfather?
I've never seen The Godfather and my girlfriend's Italian. Like, that should be illegal.
I am Italian. That's why I've seen The Godfather.
Mhm.
It's
It's like one of my mom's favorite movies.
It's like required, right? When you
Yeah.
when you turn 13, you gotta watch The Godfather.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's Italian culture. When you turn 15, you have to start watching The Sopranos.
Mhm.
I mean, The Sopranos is good though.
Sopranos is excellent.
It's so good. I really love the like soprano renaissance going on right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's great. I follow the guy who played Chrissy, Michael Imperioli on Instagram, and he's the fucking weirdest dude. He's got the exact same music taste with me, and it makes me cackle every time. Like he has the exact same music taste as me, and then he's also like a weird Buddhist. Like he brings his shrine with him everywhere he goes, and he does meditation sessions every week on Instagram. I'm just like, and like the whole comment sections on his posts are like, Chrissy. It's so funny. I'm just like, there's such like weird cognitive dissonance there that I'm.
Mhm.
Some people got like comfort characters, and this guy's got a comfort shrine that he takes everywhere with him.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta respect that.
No, exactly.
In my old house, I think I've told the story maybe. I don't think I think it was on the podcast we like deleted the Hamilton one. But
Rip Hamilton
rip.
episode.
But my old roommates were like the hippie type, and they used to make like little rock um like altars around their pipe wherever they put it down in the house, and it was like
Like their
gemstones.
weed pipe?
Yeah. Like no matter where they put it down, that is where it rested, and that's where they'd build like this like intricate spiral design altar around it. And it always, I just never like said anything, but I was always kind of like, what is going on here? Because like sometimes they put it down in the middle of the living room floor, and then they just build out from it, and like the whole living room would just be a giant rock spiral, and I'd be like, what is happening?
I don't think I could live with somebody like that. I'm sorry.
Um, they also later I found out the washing machine kept breaking, and I wondered why. So I put some laundry in one day, and I came back and I got my clothing, and my jeans were ripped up, and I was like, what the hell is happening here? And then something fell out of it, and it was like a tourmaline crystal, and I found out that they'd been using the washing machine as a rock tumbler.
I'm sorry in
And
advance,
What the
Devlin.
fuck?
I'm sorry in advance, because when you edit this, you're just gonna hear sounds of me eating pizza and then laughing.
that's okay
I hate
because
that new agey shit. I could not put up with
Mhm.
that. Holy shit. I would drive me insane.
the rock tumbler thing was definitely like a final straw. I was kind of like, okay, now I actually got to talk to you about this because the washing
What the
machine.
fuck is a rock tumbler?
Okay, so like,
Does it charge your crystals?
no. A rock tumbler. My mom used to collect rocks and like showed this to me when I was a kid. You like collect rocks and like when you get them they're like dirty because they were on
Yeah.
the ground. It's this thing that has water in it and it spins them around like a wash machine and it polishes them.
Makes them all cool.
And your roommate was using the washing machine for that.
Yes. And the washing machine was broken because there was crystal fragments stuck in the mechanical
That's
stuff
what I
inside.
was. That's what I was gonna say. What the fuck?
Fuck.
Holy
They
shit! I would have murdered your roommate at that point.
I had
That's
like never
like
questioned it because. Sorry, Tuesday, go for it.
that's just something I would have made up to like make fun of someone's roommate, but it really happened.
No, it really happened. It was something.
I'm very anti roommate because I can't live with other people. It's just not how I work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I remember this story that my friend told me about her roommates, and she she came just as recent actually. She came back. She does school through the journalism school at Dalhousie. So she came back from Vancouver to go to Nova Scotia, and she said that her roommates left the house for 2 weeks so she could quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
and she entered the house, and the entire mudroom was just a pile of trash and recycling, and that would have immediately drove me insane. And she was like, "This is disgusting," and then sent a group chat that she's in a picture of it. And she's like, "I gotta talk to my roommates about this." So, because they just left it there, like it was their garbage, it wasn't hers.
Mm-hmm.
And so she texted her roommates a picture, like, "What the fuck is this?" And one of her roommates just replied, "LOL." I would
Yeah,
have
that's
fucking murdered. I would have ripped somebody's throat out. That made me so mad. I was like, this is why I don't have roommates.
I'm very familiar with the trash
Like,
pile.
uh, it made me so upset for her. I was like actually like physically mad.
My favorite thing is when you like suggest that the trash pile is maybe crawling with live animals and is not safe to have in the house, and then they call you ableist for asking them to clean up their shit.
That happens to my friend Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a roommate who would like leave period products everywhere, and then like used pads and shit.
No.
And Dylan was like, "Can you please clean this up?" And they were like, "That's ableist."
That's like okay, like when it comes to like bodily fluids, it's like sorry.
That's
Okay,
not
let me just
safe.
rephrase this. Let me just rephrase this for a second. When you're talking about garbage, that's one thing because it's messy and it smells bad and it attracts animals. But when you're talking about bodily fluids, that's like risk for disease and HIV and everything. Like that's just an actual safety hazard.
Actual
No,
blood.
it literally is an actual safety hazard. It's blood.
Like that is a very you've crossed the line so far. It's like a world record. You've crossed that line so far.
No, I literally like this is why I don't have roommates.
Yeah.
Like I don't like even if they were my closest friends, I still don't think I could live with them because it would drive me batty to have like other people's garbage and dishes to do.
Straight up, like sometimes I just get frustrated by like having a cat roommate. Like I love her to death. Cat's my best friend, but sometimes she just screams and I'm like, "Please stop. Please respect my boundaries." And she's like, "I'm a cat."
Yeah, I couldn't live with a cat either. Don't get me wrong, I like cats, but I have a dog, which is kind of ironic, but like there's something about cats that would just drive me insane. I also don't like the idea that they poo-poo inside. That really I don't like the idea of having a box full of cat shit in my bathroom.
Yeah,
When
and
you
then
put
you
it
have
like
to
that, it's kind of funny.
and then you have to like deal with it.
No, literally. Like if I walk my dog, I have to pick up her poop outside. That's fine because I can just go and throw it in a trash bin, but I don't bring it inside.
Look what they did for me. Look at this little gift.
Yeah.
Oh, it drives me insane. Like as I said, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against cats, but I don't think I could live with one.
Ree's cats, or Ree and Haley's cats over at their house has just been like so much lately because Ree changed her schedule and then changed it again. So the cats have been like reacting and acting out because of it. And I'm like been on them so hard. Like every time one of them like gets out of my view, I'm like, I see what you're doing. I am watching you. They also figured out how to open the window on their own, and it was kind of like the moment in Jurassic Park where the Velociraptors figure out how to open the door.
Yeah, that's not good. I don't think I could have an outdoor cat either, because I've had lots of friends who've had outdoor cats, and they always end up managing to vanish or get hit by a car. So
Yeah, that's fair.
A lot of shelters won't like adopt cats now.
they won't adopt out outdoor cats. When I
Yeah.
worked for the SPCA, their stance was cats should be indoor pets.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't like outdoor cats. I'm like, yeah, I value that and appreciate that because I would fucking lose it if like my cat vanished or my cat got hit by a car. Like,
Mhm.
I couldn't imagine finding my cat flattened on a road. Like,
Also,
that's
like-
so
Oof,
sad.
that is
Also, like, this is maybe a bit petty, but when you live in an apartment with other cat owners and they let their cats outside, and then the whole apartment is carpeted, that's how you get fleas. That's how you get fleas forever,
Yeah.
and you cannot vacuum enough.
no. That's like you're probably gonna have to call a fumigator, but no one wants to do that because then you don't have a place to live for a
Yeah.
whole week.
And then the cats are just gonna go outside. The cats are gonna go outside and get more fleas.
Ugh.
Anyways.
Anyways,
Cat rant done.
hello. We're now a pet podcast where we just complain about cats and roommates.
We are now.
Welcome to Music is
Mhm.
Good, the only podcast that will tell RuPaul to frack off.
Mhm.
I'm Devalin Galloway.
Is that in a surviving episode or was that in the Hamilton episode?
I think that was the
I
Hamilton
swore that was
episode.
the Hamilton episode. Anyways, hi, I'm Annie Negrin, and I haven't been on the podcast in a while, so I'm happy to be back. And who's that over there eating pizza, I spy?
It is Toozy Woozy, who
Hi, Susie.
I'm excited about my pizza because it took a really long time to get here. Sorry.
Wait, did you order or did you make it?
I ordered it. Got
Ooh.
Domino's.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Love Domino's.
The
Like, I haven't had it in a long time because they don't make vegan pizza yet,
Mhm.
so...
cheesy Wheaties. I love me some cheesy Wheaties.
So this week, I don't know if we established that we kind of, like, maybe you guys did in the last episode, but we've kind of got a new format going, where we just kind of blab about the album rather than going into the history because I feel like that was boring people. So
It was
this
also,
week,
like, kind of a lot of work.
it is a lot of work. And I'm lazy and I'm a student and an employee. So, but this week I chose the album and I think I was evil for it. I think it was a mean choice.
Well,
Why
you're
I
allowed
like
to be
it.
evil. You can be mean and evil as much as you want here.
It's true.
Devlin, you liked it?
I did like it,
Oh,
actually.
interesting.
I'm
Okay.
rubbing my little hands together. I'm rubbing my little hands together right now to do mischief.
I'm excited to hear because this week we chose generally revered as Neil Young's worst album, and it's called Everybody's Rockin'.
Is it really the worst one?
Supposedly.
Like, I was genuinely surprised it was Neil Young. It doesn't sound a thing like him.
Mm-mm.
But, like,
Neil
But I
Young
thought
was
it
like
was fun.
doing his own thing in the 80s. He was like a synth guy for a while. I was memeing about that. Like, I was making memes about it. Like, Neil Young and his sunglasses and his synth era was like a good look. So,
But no, like, I won't lie to you. I've never actually, like, sat down and listened to Neil Young besides, like, you know, like, Rockin' in the Free World and whatever else comes up. But,
you've
like,
never listened to like a Neil Young album?
no, because I always wrote it off as
Oh.
old man music.
No, it's really
Yeah.
not. It's good music. I mean, like, it is old man music, but like, it's good old man music.
Mm-hmm. In the sphere of dad rock, it's all right.
No, that's exactly it.
Like, here's a question I pose to both of you now, though.
Yeah.
Since dad rock now is, like, Green Day and Nirvana.
Oh God, you're right. Yeah, dad rock is
Does
like
Neil
Pearl
Young-
Jam.
Oh.
Millennial dads.
But, like, does that mean, like, old dad rock has, like, leveled up in age to become old man rock? Or, like, old,
Yeah, like
old folk,
grandpa rock.
the oldies at, like, noon rock?
You're kind of right.
Yeah.
Get up at 7 a.m., go to bed at 10 p.m. kind of rock music.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we should all strive for, honestly.
No,
That is a healthy
exactly.
schedule. Speaking
God,
of
I
being
wish that
old,
were me.
can I say
live
something
on
embarrassing?
hashtag rock and roll
Do it.
hours. I work at night, so I go to bed at 4 a.m. and get up at 1 p.m. It's like the least healthy sleep schedule anybody's ever had, ever.
I'm so sorry.
I've had that sleep schedule before. It's a bad one.
It really is.
I've been like kind of doing that because of like changing schedules, but like now that I'm not doing it, I feel blessed because my days felt like they were 2 days mixed into one, and I can't do that anymore.
Time is fake.
Time is fake. But my embarrassing thing to do with getting old that I wanted to talk about was
Yes.
I've been eating some. I finally went and got some candy, like the other day. Like I haven't just straight up eaten candy in a long, long time. And Ree and I were eating it, and we like both looked at each other after eating a bunch of it, and we're like, "Do you have a headache? I have a headache." And like we ate some more candy the other day, and immediately again I got a headache, and I'm like, God, I can't eat sugar anymore. I just get headaches.
Dude,
Like, is this what getting old is?
That's no. It's
You
literally
need
like
Russell
if you have
Stovers. You need like
if you have
shitty
to-
Russell Stovers that are like dusty, and you'll probably enjoy them.
The thing with like sugar is like, once you eat a whole bunch of it, if you don't consume a lot of it, you get a really bad headache.
Yeah, I don't really eat a lot of sugar, so I'm too old for it now.
No, I started being like kind of repulsed by sugar now, and I'm like, that used to be my entire diet. What is wrong with me?
That is what like you kind of eat as a kid though. Like everything has sugar in it.
No.
But also, we're not a food podcast.
Is this adulthood? Is this what adulthood is? Is adulthood when you stop liking sugar?
I mean, probably because your body's probably like, this is poison, please. Like, hello, I've been trying to.
I think in post we should edit in like a MIDI version of "What's My Age Again."
I will 100% put that in the background of this conversation. So I guess a few facts about the album, because we're not completely separated from it, is that it was released in 1983, and it was released on Geffen.
Oh, Geffen.
Oh, Geffen. Also, it's kind of a stylish, like, you know what? Like, he looks pretty good on the album cover. That's
He
a
does
nice
look-
pink
I do
suit.
enjoy the color scheme.
He does look styling. Yeah.
I will give him that.
Yeah, it's very good.
I put it on and I was like, this is diner music. Like all the songs just kind of blended together. And I was like, I feel like I'm at a generic like 50s diner in like Kits or maybe Port Townsend.
It does remind me of this one place in Mission that does like every kind of like they use it in Riverdale as like the diner.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called, but Ree and I used to go there all the time and eat
I know the
milkshakes
one.
even though we can't.
Eat milkshakes.
Yeah, with a spoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
Eat 'em.
I was like, wait, what?
Just eat them.
Can you eat or drink a milkshake if it's a semi-solid? Can you do both or can you do neither?
I think you can do
At what point does it
both.
stop being a milkshake and start being soft serve and or frosty?
Good question.
Milkshakes are non-Newtonian fluid.
Shit, you're right.
My brain's like,
You're
does that mean you can like slap it really hard and it won't sink, or will you just slap it really hard and get milkshake all over your hand?
Only one way to find out.
Tune into our Patreon where we slap milkshakes for $2 each.
It's for science.
It's for science.
Yep.
1-800.
Are you slapping?
But yeah, it just that was like the one little facts I know, and we all know Neil Young, Canadian American artist. Keep on rocking in the free world.
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young. You know, Buffalo Springfield guy.
The old man guy, you know.
Every old man's favorite musician guy.
Old guy. He's
You
an
go
old
in-
guy. Just
Again, you go into your like grandpa's like work shed or the garage, and he's probably playing this on the radio.
No, that's exactly
Yeah.
it.
And I guess the one fun fact about this album is that Geffen apparently canceled the recording sessions about this a few times, and the
Fuck.
the album's actually unfinished because they canceled the sessions in the middle of it.
They just published an unfinished album. That's so Geffen, dude.
They just gave up on it.
I'm just gonna narrate the reception part of the Wikipedia article for you here. At the time of its release, Everybody's Rockin' received among the worst critical reviews of Young's career. Robert Christgau of The Village Voice wrote that the covers are redundant or worse, as are all but two of the originals. I hope Neil realizes that for all the horrible truth of Payola Blues, nobody's 3,000 are gonna get this on top 40. New Musical Express added, at least Neil Young has resisted rejoining Crosby, Stills, and Nash, although his foray into rockabilly pastiche is hardly less regressive than that. Young himself expressed fondness for the album, comparing it favorably to his acclaimed 1975 album Tonight's the Night, yet also acknowledging the truth that of some of its harsher criticisms. What am I, stupid? Did people really think that I would put out the greatest fucking thing I'd ever recorded? Obviously, I'm aware it's not.
He just like openly admitted that it sucks. We love to hear it.
Everybody's Rockin' was included in Q Magazine's 2006 list of the 50 worst albums ever made.
I don't understand rockabilly as a genre, because, like, the style to me is like if you rated a high school theater department the year after they did Grease, and that was your whole look.
I like the early rockabilly, like the original, like 40s and 50s, early 60s stuff. Like I like that. But then the like revivalist shit, I'm just like this seems like regressive.
I just feel like they're gonna start singing Summer Lovin' Had Me a Blast.
Summer Lovin'
And I'm not prepared for that.
Had Me a Blast. Yeah.
Summer Lovin', dick in my ass. It's my favorite Tumblr post.
John Travolta is kind of gay in that movie. Not gonna lie.
John Travolta. Speaking of John Travolta being gay, or lack thereof, apparently there was like a lot of controversy when he was cast in Hairspray as the mum, because at that point he was like really into Scientology, and so people were like, it's an insult to Divine's memory because he's a Scientologist and therefore homophobic.
Yeah, it kind of is an insult to Divine's memory. I don't actually mind the remake of Hairspray, but the John Travolta cast move is like actually terrible.
It's regrettable. It's however, Zac Efron in that movie, kind of slaps.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree.
It came out in 2007. Like, that was the peak of the High School Musical era. I'm allowed to have this opinion.
I mean, there's like not really a point in remaking any John Waters movie because I think it's a John Waters movie. It's already kind of done its thing.
Stop! He's already dead.
But like, I didn't actually mind that remake. It was okay.
Mm-hmm. Cause like it's the musical version versus the non-musical version.
Yeah. Okay, it was like I think the most iconic casting move in a John Waters movie is fucking what was it again? Let me double check. I'm trying to remember what the characters' names were. 1 second. You guys keep talking.
When you're looking at that, I just want to say that I really appreciate this album's continual use of Neil going skooly-doo, skilly-dee, skilly-dee.
Yeah, as Debbie Harry and Sonny Bono as the Von Tussles is like kind of iconic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and then
what was I gonna say about John Waters?
I kind of have beef with Rick Ocasek as a person in general, and maybe I've talked about it before, but him and Pia Zadora as Beatniks was kind of an iconic casting move too. I applaud John Waters for those casting moves.
My favorite recent John Waters publication, it wasn't that recent, it was when it was in Rookie Mag, which is long deceased.
Rip Rookie
But-
Mag. That's very 2010 of you.
Oh, that was like my entire personality for 8th grade. Like, that's why Rookie Mag is why I have bangs. Let's just say. But they did an interview with John Waters for Rookie Mag, and he just went on this whole rant about how much he loves Justin Bieber, and he's like, I just think he's so funny.
Justified. Rookie Mag must have been mad at that. That seems anti-Rookie Mag.
Oh no, it was very pro Rookie Mag. Everyone was like posting crybaby gifs on their Tumblr pages. Like, it was a whole thing.
Crybaby objectively one of John Waters' worst movies, but you know.
When you said
But the
Cryberry,
gifts.
I'm like, that's my new cereal out in the market.
Yeah.
I did not mean to
Mhm.
say that. I'm so sorry.
No, it's good. It's good.
Keep
New
it in there.
Cryberry cereal.
It's like the cereal you have when you wake up in the morning with like a really bad hangover.
I'm trying to find everybody rocking on Rate Your Music, but it seemingly doesn't exist.
It's probably one of those things where, like, every time it gets added, someone deletes it. But we're done with this discussion.
This
No, I
discussion's
found it.
over.
Oh,
I found it. I'm looking for those good comments. Why did I like this so much? Because like apparently everyone hates it. Is this my like guilty pleasure now? The first comment is from user Right, who just says, "Fuck, the '80s weren't nice to anyone." But yeah, like no one liked this. Why did I like it? I can't even defend it. I just thought it was fun.
Oh, it's totally fun. I just think it's stupid.
The best rating I've seen on here is from Habsburg_jaw, and they rated it a 7-Eleven meatball sub. Out of...
oh, that's brutal.
That is not good. And all the other comments are just people going twiddle dee dee. So since I'm the one that likes it, let me go through what I like on here. I like the song Kinda
I
Fonda.
can't believe you're defending this album.
I kind of like Kinda Fonda Wanda, and I also like the Jelly Roll Man. I think that's fun.
The Jelly Roll Man is Brock from Pokemon.
But it's really Onigiri.
Yeah, that's my deep cut.
God, Pokemon really did that all the time and like really confused me as a kid because I didn't get it.
Yeah,
I was like, those are really fucked up jelly donuts. Why are they having jelly donuts for every meal? I don't get it.
it's what, that is the life of a Pokemon. It's
But
your
yeah.
only food.
I just think this album's fun. I think it's a lot of fun.
You're a rockabilly apologist.
Normally, historically on this podcast, I am not. Like I was very mean to our guest about rockabilly that one time.
We had a rough time with the psychobilly episode. Yeah.
It was like right after Halloween. I'm just like, I'm not having this today. I can't believe this is the same person who does "Keep on Rockin' in the Free World."
Your knowledge of Neil Young
Yeah.
is astounding because your only association is Rockin' in the Free World.
That's exactly the only thing I've ever heard.
When I was playing this album, I was listening to it without headphones because I'm a bastard. And my girlfriend was like, I think at least for this album, they should have physically prevented him from rocking in the free world. I think the world should not have been free for him to do that.
Well, I mean, Geffen tried. Geffen definitely tried. They're like, no. Let's cancel the session. Cut it.
That's not keeping the world free
Did
to rock.
did they ask him to do the record, or did he want to do the record? Because there was like in I mean, is that like kind of a like the same thing as like Metal Machine Music by Lou Reed? Like, did he just kind of do it to piss people off, or did he just do it because he wanted to?
I would like to think he was very excited about it.
I think he was.
That's what I want to picture in my mind's eye.
I think he was really excited about it.
Okay, that's wholesome.
I have an idea.
Listen.
One day, Neil Young had an idea.
And then the record exec in the back of the studio was like doing that like neck cut it motion to him, like, no,
Yeah.
stop. No, that's enough. That's enough, Neil. Come on. Maybe he realized that like his major like listening audience was just kind of like older men. He's like, they like rockabilly. They're all that's fixing your car music.
I think you guys should give like real Neil Young a try. Like everybody knows This Is Nowhere or whatever it's called.
I've heard really good things about that from many friends. I've just never really gotten around to doing it.
It's his second
Yeah.
record. It's really good, but it is dad rock, that's for sure.
Or as we established, oldies at noon rock.
Oldies and noon rock. Yeah, like I can't argue that. Like I really can't argue that, unfortunately. As much as I'd like to be like, hey, this is actually good music and it's totally not dad rock, trust me, it's for everybody. It's like, no, actually it is dad rock. And it's not music for everybody.
I feel like hot femme people kind of have to reclaim dad rock in all the ways we can. Like, I've been doing that forever. I was notorious for pissing off dads in high school by wearing my Joy Division shirt. They're like, back in my day, people used to listen to Joy Division. I was like, yeah, I have the record, buddy, old pal. I'm 16. I'm 16 and I listen to Joy Division. What are you going to do about it, old man?
Do you guys remember that like bot that was going around that would judge your music taste on Spotify and tell you how much it sucked?
Yes.
Mine told me that my music taste was that of a punk with grandchildren, and I think about that a lot. I think about that so much.
That just reminds me of the time that I visited my brother and his toddler children, and he was just listening to Fall Out Boy. He was like, if you really think about it, and he was like going into all this music theory stuff, because that's what he's like. And I was like, why are you playing Fall Out Boy for your 3-year-old?
Imagine there's gonna be a world where that 3-year-old is 17 and they're gonna be like, my dad liked the cool bands like Fall Out Boy.
I'm willing to bet you.
I'm just saying
happen.
I'm just saying that Grand Theft Autumn is a classic.
Like, cause for me it was like when I was like 15, I was like, oh yeah, my dad was like cool because he liked Black Sabbath. So
I don't know if anyone's dad is going to be cool for listening to like Simple Plan. I'm very sorry, Mike, if you are listening to this. On the off chance you're listening to this, like,
as millennials become parents, things just get worse and worse, honest to God. I'm not sure if you guys have seen that TikTok song that's been going around. And like I guess me and Tuesday are like cusps, like a Gen Z millennial cusp. And it's never made me more want to identify with Gen Z more than this TikTok like trend that's been going around of like this song about how like, and it's all like 35-year-old women and like white women lip syncing to this song about how they're proud to be a millennial with their side part and they can't use emojis right or something like that. And they're like, oh, like, come for me, Gen Z, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, are you guys just mad you're aging? Like, what is it?
Like, my favorite instance of being dunked on by a teen, of which there are many, because I'm a youth worker, so that's kind of my job right now. But I was in a situation where I was trying to suggest board games to play with one of the teens, and I pulled out that What Do You Mean game, where you have to pair like captions with pictures, right? And it's all like the toddler smiling as the house burns down and like memes like that.
Memes, yeah.
And so the kid's like, this seems like some kind of boomer shit. I was like, yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. And I put it away.
Just like, you put it away, like a part of your soul goes away with it.
Yeah, I thought it would be fun.
Okay, so
it was not fun.
I have a theory about this album now.
Theory?
I've been like looking at the cover while you've been talking, and I've been like, what does this remind me of? And it reminds me of Elvis Costello.
Oh, totally.
Do you think Neil like heard Elvis Costello and wanted to jump on the new wave, kind of like early '80s thing, but then just completely misunderstood the situation and did this instead?
Honestly, I could totally see it.
I hope so.
I'm a huge Elvis Costello stan-y. Like, I have a whole bunch of random Elvis Costello merch because I'm a sad human being. But
We all have our collections.
we all have our collections. But like, I could totally see that. It's that like pose that he's in on the front cover. You know how like Elvis Costello usually did that guitar with like with his guitar facing down and he's like bended on his ankle and he's kind of like
Mhm.
hunched over. Yeah, like that's exactly what he's doing on the album cover, except it's pink and not like ugly yellow.
Shit.
Like,
Yeah, I think he just misunderstood what everyone was doing with New Wave.
how old was he when he put out this album? Like late 40s, right? I'm gonna go
He's
do
gotta
math.
be. I mean, he's
That's
75
even
now.
more dadular. That's even more dadular than it already was.
Could
So,
you imagine?
if it
you
was
know?
it's 1983, and he's 75 now.
Yeah.
So 2021
But when's his birthday?
minus
What's his sign? What's his sign?
75.
I need to know.
He was born in 1946, so that means 1983 minus 1946. He was 37 when he put the record out.
Neil Young is a Scorpio. I need you to know this. I need you to know this about Neil Young.
That makes sense.
Does it? How does it make sense? Say it to my face.
I don't actually
Tell me
know.
why it makes sense.
I don't actually know why that makes sense. That's just a fun thing to say after somebody says somebody is something.
Makes sense. I don't see him as a Scorpio. He has like Pisces energy.
I was gonna say,
I mean, there's...
could you imagine like a 37-year-old man right now hearing hyperpop and being like, yeah, I could do that.
Oh, definitely.
Going and recording a hyperpop album or what he thinks is hyperpop, but then it's actually just like scene core from like 2009, like crunk core stuff. He's like,
Crunkcore!
That's exactly what 303 are doing, like, right now. They're trying to make a comeback.
I think 303 should have stayed in 2008 with that one song.
They really should. No, but literally, they're just like dads trying to. Like, to be fair, they did do a song with 100 Gex, and it was just Laura using it as a diss track to Chasers. But, like, they're trying to make a comeback, and it's like, bruv.
Who asked for this?
I don't think a single
didn't ask for
person
this.
asked for a 303 comeback.
I mean, they got their
The
one
only-
like famous line that will live in infamy, like if your boyfriend's got beef that I'm a vegetarian and I ain't fucking scared of him. Like they'll go down forever for that one.
No,
But,
that is a legendary lyric. Like, it's a good lyric.
But
Also, to their credit, if we're gonna do a little 2010 throwback, they also spawned the Nice Likes Daisy Dukes meme.
Oh, they totally
shit.
did, yeah.
I've forgotten about that.
That's a very old meme.
And then they would put Pingu on it, and they would say Newt Newt. Shit. Innocent
God.
times.
Just like literally memories coming flashing back to me of me being on my
I'm so
computer.
sorry.
Yeah, there's like no comments. There's no comments on Genius, which is where I usually go for the good ones, but
Zub, where are you?
Where is
Zub, we
user
need
Zub?
you.
Zub has lived on forever in this podcast. What episode are we on? Like, we're almost at episode 30, and Zub is still with us.
I'm
You
gonna
never
make a sticker of Zub.
Zub is from episode 1.
Yeah,
Can we actually make a sticker of Zub's comment, please?
I'm going to. And then you can just put it on anything you want. Like,
Wow.
like if someone posts like fucking anti-masker propaganda at the bus station, as they do every fucking day, I'll just write wow.
Just
Wow.
pin the
Just
wow,
slap that sticker on
the
there.
wow sticker on top of it.
Wow.
But also, like, what if for merch, we just, like, get it and it's, like, user Zub, wow.
A
And
t-shirt that says that. I think we've talked about this before.
Or
Well-
I'll just make one that has Doug on it, and then it'll say in quotes, "kind of a thickie though," and then the quote is attributed to Annie.
But I think the reason Zub has stayed with us for so long is that you never forget your first, you know?
No, exactly. You really
Wow.
don't. I think that first episode is like really just goes down in history.
It does?
It is one of our most listened to.
Is
after
it actually?
after I reset the Music is Good multiverse. It is one of the most listened to.
Oh, I'm impressed.
The multiverse. The Music is Good cinematic universe.
There's
Yes.
actually a lot of there's like 2 or 3 things I got wrong in that episode that I'm not going to tell anybody what it is.
Wait, okay, concept. Let me pitch this to you. So we
Mhm.
have the Music is Good cinematic universe, and when we deleted the hidden, like the lost episodes, it was like, Devalin, I don't feel so good.
But except the Devalin, I don't feel so good. I'm like, I know, and then I snapped.
Yeah.
Oh God,
What a time.
what a time! What a time! The
2019
last
was fucked.
God, that was 2019, wasn't it?
Before shit hit the fan, and it was already hitting the fan, and then it just shit the fan even harder.
The
Apparently
fans became pure
the-
shit.
The max vaccination or like the mass vaccination rollout for BC is like in a couple days.
Please,
They're going to start
Please.
vaccinating everybody. So,
Just
Please.
shank me.
took them fucking
Oh.
long
Shank
enough.
me in the arm.
Craig bailed on us, but we're all recording, so it's fine.
Gregory! Get it
God.
together!
Every time with Craig these days. I think I need a new bot.
Are you gonna fire Craig?
I might have to fire Craig. But anyway, let's let this old man go. What are our final thoughts on Everybody's Rockin' by Neil Young?
I would
I
play
think-
it if I worked at a diner.
I think it's worth a listen. I think it's great music for cheesy diners. Like, it's the kind of like thing where you like walk up to the like old fashioned, but like it's a new jukebox, but they've made it look old fashioned. And you walk up to
Like,
it, and
it's Bonds off Broadway. It's Bonds
Yeah.
off Broadway music.
That's such a
That's our
Vancouver-
conclusion.
That's such a Vancouver reference.
They just have the modern jukebox that you can, like, plug your phone into. So that's why I thought
See-
that. And then I was like,
My good friend, I'm not allowed to take him around those things because every time I do, he plays what's that one famous Pearl Jam song? Like the one.
Jeremy?
No, not Jeremy. The one that's like on the radio that everyone makes fun of all the time.
I literally don't know
I don't know.
anything about Pearl Jam. I am so sorry.
Anyway, he put that song on the jukebox at Bonds 62 times in a row, and they had
Jesus
to
Christ.
after a while they just unplugged it.
He did the What's New he did the John Mulaney thing. He did the
That's-
John Mulaney
What's
thing.
new, pussycat? Da-da-da-da-da.
With one, it's not unusual in the middle for variety.
See, since you said unusual, now I'm like, what if I did that, but I just put that one song on that's like, it's not unusual to be loved
Yeah.
by anyone.
Anyone.
God, for those of you, since our analytics lately have said that most of our listeners seem to be from Boulder, Utah? Is that where it is? I
Boulder,
don't know.
Colorado.
Boulder, Colorado. I don't know.
Who?
the
Why
states.
are
I
our
love that for
listeners
them.
in Boulder? Maybe there's
I
like
don't
some
know.
people in Boulder exchanging our podcast around.
Maybe.
I love
but
that for them.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you, Boulder. We love you.
Thank you. We'll come on tour to Boulder one day.
No, I would love
Yeah.
to go. I've never been to Colorado. I've heard it's very beautiful.
I've heard good things.
Call of Rado. I'm no, okay. I'm gonna make that where it's like the Call of Duty logo. What is Call of Rado?
It's just like a mountain or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, podcast shout out to the city of Boulder, Colorado. Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening. That's very exciting.
Thank you, Call of Rado.
Oh God. Yeah, my final thoughts on this is that actually, first off, I want to explain to that's where I was going. Lost my train of thought. I want to explain to our non-Vancouver people that Bonds Off Broadway is this little diner that all the East the East Side town. Oh my god, East
It's where
Side
the punks
punk-
go when they're hungover.
Yeah, and they have a breakfast, like a full like English style breakfast for $2.99, which you can't fucking beat.
The food
And,
kind of
like-
sucks, but it's like I've been there like when I used to play in a skate punk band. It was like we'd go there before we played house shows.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
No,
And
exactly.
also for a whole summer, the hot goss in Vancouver, at least East Vancouver, was a debate about whether or not they reused hash browns. Like if you didn't eat your hash browns, they'd like
It's
go
like
in
the
the back.
Chuck E. Cheese conspiracy.
Yeah,
It's the local
exactly.
version of the Chuck E. Cheese conspiracy.
Wait, what was the Chuck E. Cheese conspiracy again? I need to hear
That they were like reusing their pizza. Like when they finish a pizza, they just like stick all the wedges together and make a new pizza.
it. But yes, the going goss for I think the summer of 2016 was the debate about whether or not Bonds Off Broadway just took the old hash browns and reheated them and gave them back out. Which honestly,
Probably. I would
I'd be
believe.
fine with it. Like I don't think that's gross. I think it's fine.
They're already reheated from frozen.
Yeah, like what's the deal?
What's a third time cooking them?
I used to date a guy who lived above the Chinese, or is it a Chinese food? I don't know. It's a Chinese food restaurant right next door to Bonds. So
Oh yeah, I know the place.
like I would just, I'd go to Bonds. Oh, Bonds. Good experiences, good
Yeah.
times.
I haven't
Everyone
been there
has a
since last
story.
year.
Everyone has a story about Bonds.
No, that's literally it.
You always see at least two people you know in Bonds, regardless of what day it is.
Literally.
I remember being there even during quarantine when I shouldn't have been last summer with my friend. And even like looking across the room and be like, oh hey, it's so and so, hey, how's it going? Like yelling across the room.
You know when you go into Bonds and it's in the morning, and then when you leave Bonds it's like 3 p.m.? Like, you know that feeling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a liminal space.
It's like a
Ugh.
little bit shame and a little bit excitement, and like it's partially like I love my friends, but it's also like, how did my life turn into this? It's a bit of both.
They also have like $10 pitchers of beer, which is like incredibly dangerous for a breakfast place. Anyway, my final thoughts are that I had fun with this, and I'm a little embarrassed now that I actually enjoyed it fully because I thought it was like one of the good ones, and I just purposely didn't look up anything about it.
I'm
But,
glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you had a differing opinion.
Yeah, I feel like for
As
once
my-
I feel like for once I'm being the positive one here.
As my brother once said when I tried to make him listen to 100 Gex for 30 seconds, he said, you know, I'm glad someone likes this music. Like, if nobody liked this music, I'd be sad, but I wouldn't do anything about it.
There's always somebody, like, if there's an album, there's always somebody, at least one person out there in the world who likes it. And that might be the band member or the person who made it, but somebody gotta like the music, man.
Unless
I feel like we should do a special episode about that.
I think that'd be nice. But also, that is true unless you're Kirk Hammett from Metallica and someone asks you your opinion on Lulu, in which you give no comment and say it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Oh, Lulu.
And
What a work of art.
and a pod shout out to Bonds on Broadway. Sponsor us, please.
Please.
That would be like the most perfect thing to be sponsored by. Like have a music podcast that's sponsored by Bonds.
Yeah, give us some greasy pierogies for our labor.
Or like the steak and lobster that you for some reason sell.
Has anyone ever ordered that? Is what I want to know.
Pod question
Has
of the
anyone
day.
ever?
Like literally pod question homework for this week. Has anyone out there actually ordered the Bonds steak and lobster?
My theory is a disgruntled worker like put that on the menu as a joke, and it just stayed on there for years. And then someone's gonna actually order it, and they're like, "We weren't prepared for this.
What if it's like
We
really
didn't think you
decadent?
would actually ask."
Like
What if
it's
it was like
really
really good?
Yeah. Oh, anyway. what are you two listening to this week? Annie, what are you listening to this week?
Oh god, what am I listening to this week? Let me check. I've been listening to End Position by Street Sex. Very good album. No, I'm not gonna stray far from suicide. I was informed that the album cover by for End Position by Street Sex is a portrayal of Frankie Teardrop.
Of
So-
course it is.
So I can't escape suicide.
Wow.
I was listening to the Buzzcocks, which I've probably been listening to before. And I was listening to music from the Penguin Cafe, which is by the Penguin Cafe Orchestra, and it was produced by Brian Eno. It's very like proto-twee, if that makes sense. It's kind of cutesy. There's like the lyrics are dark, but the actual music itself is very sweet. So, I do enjoy. That's what I've been listening to this week.
Love to be twee secretly.
We love to be
Not
twee.
secretly.
I'm not
I have
secretly
bangs.
twee.
It's not a secret.
No, literally, I have bangs too. Like, if you have bangs, you're some form of twee.
Yeah.
What have you been listening to Tuesday?
I have been listening to. I got this double album, like this double LP of microphones demos,
Ooh.
which was interesting because it's really good. Like it's lovely. I love the microphones, but also it's kind of odd listening to like lo-fi demos on vinyl. Because it was like, I just fixed the grounding wire. It shouldn't be making that sound. That was just part of the song.
Oh, Tuesday. You have to briefly tell your story about the record player.
About when it blew up.
Yes.
Yeah, so a couple weeks ago, I guess, I was just minding my business, baking muffins, listening to Depeche Mode, Violator, on my mom's record player / dad's amplifier, which are both from the mid 80s. And then the amp just starts pouring out smoke out the vents. Like just the magic white smoke made my whole apartment smell like burning plastic. I freaked out. I'm terrified of fire. I like shut off the entire power bar. And it was right in the middle of Enjoy the Silence. I did not enjoy that silence. I was like having a panic attack. I called my neighbor and I was like, "Hi, I don't think anything's actively on fire, but I just want you to double check."
I've done stuff like that where I've just like called my neighbors and be like, "Hey, do you want to fix this for me?"
Yeah.
Like I've probably told this story before, but it was really traumatizing. One time when I was living in LA, like in the night, I went to the kitchen to get some water and I stepped on something and I looked down and I had stepped on a lizard and the lizard was squirming and it was dying and like the tail had fallen off and I was like, I just killed a lizard and I had a panic attack because I had stepped on a lizard in my slippers. And I had a panic attack, and I was like, I can't move this on my own. So I went across the hall to this, like, neighbor who's, like, this elderly man who lives alone, who smelled, he smelled exactly like cigarettes. Like, his whole, like, he'd open the door to his apartment, and it would just, like, smell like cigarettes.
Yeah.
And I had him pick up the lizard for me, but, like, sometimes your neighbors are good neighbors. Like, I feel like it's, like, a thing nowadays to be very separated from your neighbors and, like, not know them very well, but once upon a time you did, so...
And you know what?
A lot of my friends live in my building.
That's awesome.
That
Like,
rocks.
I just talked everyone into moving into my building. Sometimes I
Love
lend
that.
my friends the laundry key, and then their pet rats, like, fling themselves at me, and I'm like, yes, come to mama.
I think it's praxis to talk to your neighbors and
Totally.
work together.
Organize your building, baby.
Hell yeah. My TV is screaming. But,
What have you been listening to, Devalin?
how dare you? I have been listening to Approaching Bearable by Floral Tattoo.
Ooh.
I think it's a friend of a friend of a friend's band, and it's just an incredibly honest and very good, like, punky kind of emo thing. I think they're from Seattle too, and it's just really really
that.
good. It's really good. And then I've been revisiting "Boys" by Charlie XCX because it's really good, and
Yeah.
I think the song made me 10% more gay when I first heard it.
Yeah, she does that.
And then
That'll do it.
I've also been listening to a different arrangement by Black Marble because it's been a year since
Ooh.
I've seen Matt, and Matt used to listen to this in the warehouse all the
Matt
time,
used to
and I
listen to
love
Black
Matt.
Marble all the time, yeah. I'd go over and hang out with Matt, and the first thing that would be popped on the record player was Black Marble.
It's a really good record. Just really, really good.
It is, yeah. I miss
But yeah,
Matt.
we all
Come
miss
back,
Matt.
Matt.
Speaking of which, we might see Matt fairly soon.
Oh shit.
Have we
Possible
ever
guest.
have we had an episode with 4 people on it yet? I think just one time, right?
Just one time, and it was the Tony Hawk episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which apparently, for some reason, is also one of our most popular episodes. And I'm like, what the hell, people?
It's probably
Like-
because people want like to relive their youth. Like they're like, oh, Tony Hawk.
That is true.
Like that's
I want Guppy to listen to that episode
ooh,
and
Guppy.
review us and be a Patreon.
Please.
I haven't thought about Guppy in a while. They were one of the last shows I saw before quarantine. I think Devalin was
Oh, hell
there.
yeah.
I was. That was a great show. All my friends are in that band.
Oh no, different Guppy. Guppy with an I is Spencer Hawk, as in Child of Tony.
Oh,
my God.
that's the
They're
Guppy.
they're like a hyperpop producer. Different
If
Guppy.
you know Guppy / Tony Hawk's kids, please forward the Tony Hawk episode to them, and then by extension get them to forward it to Tony Hawk. We
Yeah.
will gladly
Yeah.
have both of them on the pod.
No, that Guppy's like hyperpop now.
I would
Like it's like bouncing music.
please out there, small nation, get us in contact with Guppy.
Please.
Yeah, that's what I've been listening to. And funny story, since I'm on analytics, a lot of our episodes have like listeners that are male between the ages of 45 to 60.
I hope it's my dad. I hope it's my dad.
And I like to think that's just because of like some of the choices we make that are just like this, where it's like old man music.
I hope it's because they're trying to listen to the actual old man music and then they just don't know how to click out of the right podcast.
It's
So they're
probably
just
all
stuck.
my choices. All my choices are old man music.
There is something to what Tuesday just said, though, because when we released the Halloween episode, our numbers were going off the charts as far as what we're used to. And it's because I titled it Halloween Sounds 1993, and it was just a bunch of middle-aged moms trying to find it for Halloween around Halloween. And I'm like, surprise, you have to listen to me and Annie talk about what the hell is Halloween music.
The screaming cassette.
It's so funny.
Anyway, I think that's enough
That's
for
just
today.
clickbait. That's
That is-
clickbait, baby.
That is the best I've ever done at social media, is just getting someone to believe that we are the 1995 Spooky Sounds Halloween tape on Spotify.
Put that shit on your resume.
You know what? I should. But here's the takeaway from today's episode. This album's probably bad, but I like it. We're gonna make stickers of Zub. This is like
Yeah.
housekeeping too. Boulder, Colorado is cool. Calzone.
Colorado.
Colorado. And shout out to the dads 45 to 60 who listen to our podcast.
Hey, just so dads in the 45 to 60 range now, I'm single.
Also, we need more Patreon backers.
Yeah, that's you.
Yes.
Any sugar daddies out there?
Want to fund our podcast? Please. But speaking of which, we do have a Patreon, and it would be cool if you looked at it.
Yes, please. All right.
I
Is that it?
Gotta do the proper
Yeah.
thingy.
What's the proper thingy?
oh
I'm Devlin Galloway.
Oh, yeah.
You can follow me at
oh
Devlin Galloway, but it's a little different now because I removed all the vowels from my @ on Twitter because I did not want employers seeing my spicy tweets. But you can follow me there and at Devlin Galloway on Instagram. You can follow my record label, Placeholder Records, at Placeholder Rec on Twitter and at Placeholder Records on Instagram. And you can follow this pod at Music Is Good Pod on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah.
Where can we find you, Tuesday?
at Mimichi on Instagram with 2 M's at the beginning and 2 I's at the end.
Cool. You can find me on Instagram at Tanky Teardrop. And you can also find me on Twitter at Tanky Teardrop, but I don't touch it, and the only person I follow is Devalin.
You should follow me.
Ooh, I should follow you. I don't actually use Twitter, but it's just there in case. It's my backup. In case
I make
something
good
bad
posts.
happens to my Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is it today.
Alright,
Keep
alright.
on rocking in the free world and doot doodaloot.
Do.
Play Freebird.
Wow.
When grandma and